Dead by Dawn is a 2020 film that is currently streaming on Tubi, and this is directed by Cain. Now, interestingly enough, Cain is a director that I discovered after watching this film that I had already watched two others of his films. When I looked him up on IMDb, he directed Silent Night Zombie Night, which I actually have a review on the channel as well, which is a Christmas zombie movie, very, very low budget, very independent, very fun though. I remember having a good time with that. I only watched it once, but I remember enjoying it. And then he also directed this film that I own on DVD called Jurassic City. And Jurassic City is one of those low budget, like very bad CGI dinosaur movies, but one that's a lot of fun and one that is very entertaining. And, you know, amongst the bad CGI dinosaur movies, this Jurassic City was actually pretty good. So, Sean Kane, he for low budget stuff, he knows what he's doing. And then with Dead by Dawn, I could say that this is probably his best work. This is the one that seems to have the most heart. This is certainly the one that has the best script, hands down. And everybody behind it seemed to really have a lot of heart and soul and passion behind it, so I very much appreciated that. What we have going on here is we have this young woman named Lulu, played by Drew Lindsay Mitchell, and very, very beautiful actress. And she's basically, it starts off at the beginning of the film where she's at home with quite an abusive boyfriend. They're getting ready to go to a Halloween party, and ironically, they are dressed as her being Little Red Riding Hood and him as the big bad wolf. And as they're getting ready to go to this Halloween party, the boyfriend ends up finding some like college application papers and gets all pissed off, and he is just clearly a very possessive, very abusive boyfriend. She decides to go to the party on her own. She gets a fake Uber, not actually Uber, they call it cart, but same idea, to this party. And then this guy comes to pick her up. He's dressed as a clown and he is seemingly nice, but then he starts getting very sinister very quickly. So this girl is clearly having the worst day ever, and it really plays off as like this girl cannot get a break, and every man this woman encounters is just piece of shit basically. And then it cuts to this character named Dylan, who is played by Kelsey Watson, and he lives in this cabin in the woods, and he's by himself, and he attempts to take his life, but then the girl Lulu knocks on his door seeking help because she's being chased by these three men. And I think this happens, if I'm not mistaken, it happens at least a few days, but probably a week after that car ride with the clown guy. And she basically seeks refuge, and this guy brings her in, starts to help her, and it turns into this like not really siege, but the three villains are trying to get into the house and trying to get at this girl who they had for a while. And as things are revealed, you can tell that she was forced upon kind of thing. And there's actually this one brutal scene involving her in the washroom where it suggests something that happened to her, and that was definitely something that got under your skin for sure. So yeah, this Dylan guy is basically just trying to protect this girl throughout the whole film, and as these three guys are trying to get into the cabin. Now, this film is very independent. It is very low budget, but like I said, the script works on this one. And as you get to as you start to get to know both Lulu and Dylan, their character developments I found very interesting. As for the villains, one of them was quite strong. The one that is the most vicious, I would say, the most aggressive, and the most wanting to get the job done when it comes to getting Lulu back. The other two I really didn't care for. Obviously, they were written in a way that, like, they were written to be the way they were on purpose. But there's two guys and one woman. The woman is very over the top, and she would do these very purposely annoying voices and facial expressions and things that really grinded my gears, and I didn't appreciate her character so much. Obviously the actress knew what she was doing, and all these, like, her personality was supposed to be that way. But when it comes to the guy, the less vicious guy, you could say, he's actually kind of a wimp. I think the director was going for like comedic relief with this guy, and in my opinion, that just really didn't work for me. I didn't. Every time he would be goofy or just be awkward, it really took me out of the mood of the film, because the mood of the film was very dark and bleak and going in a direction that I was very much appreciating. And every time this older gentleman would show up and just start acting goofy and being comical, it just, I don't know, I really, it didn't work for me personally. So two out of the three villains I just didn't mesh with, and they took they gave a tone to the film I felt was just too distracting from the great tone that I was enjoying. My favorite part of the films is obviously Lulu and Dylan. They I like the way Dylan is caring for Lulu, and I like the way Lulu basically has every reason in the world to trust Dylan, because with everything else she's been through, she hasn't ran into like any guy that is worth a damn. I really like how this film is written, and how this film is paced. I really like the pacing of this film, and I think it's a really great piece of work for a low budget film. It was definitely handled well and executed well, and obviously the whole thing didn't work for me, but the things that did, I really, really loved. I gave this a 2.5, so it's definitely split down the middle. I loved certain things about it. The things I didn't like about it was more so of kind of just a personal thing. Obviously, everything was done intentionally, so I could see where all the directions were going, the ones that I liked and the ones that I did not like, and that Sean Cain definitely knew exactly what he was doing. So all the props to Sean Cain. I think he wrote this film too. If I'm not mistaken, he also wrote the film, which is fantastic. There is also a post-credit scene that happens, which I suggest watching, and I would have missed actually if I didn't see it listed or mentioned in IMDb that there is a post-credit scene. So I'm saying there's one, and I say stick around for it, because it's cool, and it gives the ending of the film a better takeaway than if you had missed the post-credit scene kind of thing. It definitely has you leaving it with a lot more satisfaction kind of thing. So overall, I love this project, and I really enjoyed watching this film. And if I could find it on physical media, this is one that I would enjoy owning for sure. But it is free on Tubi right now, and I'm pretty sure it's there to stay, as far as I know. And yeah, it's a great project. So everything I've seen from Sean Cain, he's a name that I will be looking out for, and I will want to watch more from him. So good stuff on that. Go check out Dead by Dawn from 2020. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like listening to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I will be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.